Okay, we're 4 episodes from the end of the season, so the show has to be kicking off the final story arc, right? I mean, by this point, Dino Charge had already started the Purple Energem plot, so Ninja Steel has to have something to end strong with to justify its separation from the next super season. I know that this show hasn't been very good at the whole storyline thing, but come on, I'm getting really tired of talking about these filler episodes, and you guys owe me after sitting through that mess of a last episode. Please? Fine. This is episode 19, Abracadanger. The episode opens at the school where Principal Hastings gives Preston a package that was left in her office, and upon close inspection, the Rangers discover the package was sent by Princess Viera. The team soon distracted, though, by Victor gloating over winning the school's tennis trophy last year, even creating a fail compilation of his opponent Haley. Victor asks if anyone's going to challenge him for this year's trophy, and after some suspense, Haley steps up to make up for last year. The principal sets the match for lunchtime that day, before we cut to the Rangers in shop class opening Viera's gift.
The Lion Fire Ninja Stars!
Whoa!
What are these? Oh, cool. Now we can use these when we need some extra firepower.
She sent you a wand.
Yeah, and an old spell book.
They came with an intergalactic message disc.
Greetings, Rangers.
Whoa, it's Princess Viera.
I return to you the Ninja Stars, which control the Lion Fire Zord and armor. And I have a gift for Preston. From the treasure room of the Lion Galaxy. It's an ancient book of advanced magic spells and the dragon wand that goes with it. Preston, this magic is quite advanced. To master it, you must start at the beginning of the book and learn each spell in order. No matter what, do not skip ahead.
Oh yeah, you guys remember that time that Viera and Preston talked about magic, right? Classic. Haley's then seen practicing for her match when Preston shows up to help her out with magic, needing to use a wanded spell to move things, even though we've seen him do that kind of stuff by himself no problem. The others arrive, complimenting Haley on her technique, with Calvin saying that she's been practicing every day for a year, before Brody moves the conversation to Presto's magic. Despite Viera's warnings, Preston skips over some of the less impressive spells, instead wanting to try invisibility, but because he skipped ahead, he accidentally turns Haley invisible. Preston tries to change the White Ranger back to normal with an undo spell, but due to it being more advanced, he's unable to cast it. Haley panics since her match with Victor starts soon, so the team decides to cover her with any clothes they can find, before we cut to the ship where Cosmo Royale introduces the sharp-looking Abracadanger. The monster says his magic spells are more powerful than anything the Blue Ranger can do, which gives Galvanax hope that this will be the guy to take down the heroes. Back at the school, the tennis match starts, with everyone confused about Haley's choice of dress, yet no one seems to question how Victor manages to hit tennis balls with such force that they go through the fence in Haley's racket. The match does come to a halt though, after Victor appears to have decapitated Haley, but Preston appears saying the whole thing's a magic trick, which admittedly is a pretty good cover. Thinking that Haley's trying to distract Victor with magic, the principal disqualifies the White Ranger, but after presenting Victor with the trophy, she discovers the jock was using a bionic arm, meaning he cheated as well. The principal then schedules a rematch for the next day at lunch, saying that the winner will get their name on the trophy, but if anyone should cheat, they'll be suspended. Haley leaves, still feeling she'll be invisible for the rematch, but as the others make their way to class, they run into Abracadanger. The Rangers quickly morph and try to blast the monster, but their lasers get deflected, and when Lee Vaden tries a more direct attack, Abracadanger sends him flying across the country. As Lee Vaden rides his Zords back to the city, the remaining Rangers try to fight off Abracadanger, but they're no match for the mage and end up getting tossed around. The monster then casts a spell to turn the Rangers into toys, and though Preston tries to block it, his barrier spell isn't strong enough. Haley shows up to knock down Abracadanger, allowing Preston to send the wizard's broom staff away so the team can make their escape. At shop class, Preston tries to turn the other Rangers back to normal, but he's still struggling with the undo spell.
You know, since we seem to have some time, maybe I should learn how to play tennis.
What?
Good. It's easy, right? Just,
Careful!
Oh!
No, Mick, it isn't easy. Haley practiced every day for a year.
He's right. I had to work on my grip, my stance, my swing. There's a lot of steps.
So, cutting corners would be a bad idea?
Terrible. Oh. Gee, that's exactly what I did. With these spells, I was so impatient. That's why I can't do the more complicated spells. I'm sorry, Haley, but don't worry. I'm gonna start from spell number 1 and learn them all, one at a time. just like I was supposed to do.
Okay, practice makes perfect, not a bad moral to teach the kids. Unfortunately, the message loses a bit of its impact because Preston's able to learn magic in a matter of hours. Seriously, we go through a montage of him practicing different spells, and bam, he's suddenly an expert. The other Rangers return back to normal just as Abracadanger begins attacking the city once again, only this time the team's more of a match for the monster, with Preston using his magic to assist in the Warlock's defeat. In giant form, Abracadanger flies off on his broom staff, so the Rangers call on the dragon formation of the Ninja Steel Megazord to try and catch the monster. Unfortunately, the Megazord soon turned to stone, with Preston suddenly forgetting he knows an undo spell, but it's more dramatic for Lee Vaden to make his surprise return. With the Gold Ranger's help, the others are freed from the stone, and after knocking the monster back, the team forms the Bull Rider Megazord to make Abracadanger disappear permanently. After the fight, Haley has her rematch against Victor, which he easily wins, and the episode ends with the teens going off to celebrate the White Ranger's victory. This episode is okay. Don't get me wrong, it definitely has its problems, but it's not nearly as infuriating as the last episode. But while I feel that Haley's subplot's just fine, Preston's plot definitely has some holes. First of all, Princess Viera gives Preston a spellbook and wand, despite them never having a one-on-one conversation, let alone about magic. And while we've seen Preston get pretty good at using his powers, this episode suggests that he's completely new to this and in over his head. Which is all well and good for getting the episode's message across, but they could have added some dialogue saying that Preston's magic needs to be focused, or that he was able to pick up using magic easily thanks to the mystical properties of the Ninja Steel. Lines like that would have helped it feel less awkward when Preston becomes a master of magic in the course of half a day, after saying that practice takes dedication and hard work, but as is, the message falls a little flat. Haley's subplot, on the other hand, is what carried me through this episode, which might be a touch biased since she's my favorite character. I really liked her drive to beat Victor after losing to him in such humiliating fashion, and since it took time for her to get good at tennis, it truly demonstrates what can happen when you set your mind to something. Victor and Monty, as I've said before, work best when they're antagonistic toward the Rangers, and while I do wonder how Victor managed to win the trophy last year given his performance this time around, maybe Haley was just that bad. Side note, there's this really weird moment in the middle of the Megazord fight where Lee Vaden says Rangers together, kicking off the theme to Power Ranger Samurai, and I have no idea if this is a massive coincidence or the show trolling me for criticizing how it reuses stock music. Overall, this is a decent episode. While Preston's plot certainly needed another rewrite to make it fit better within the context of the season, I ultimately can't hate any episode that has Haley as a major focus. What I'm more concerned with is Ninja Steel still being in filler episode territory when we only have 2 episodes and a holiday special left, but who knows, maybe the next episode could be the start of a perfect 2-parter to close out the season, though I'm not holding my breath on that one. I'm Nick, aka IronBet1993, and may the power protect you.
Please subscribe for reviews of Ninja Steel, episode reviews. Also check out Dino Charge reviews too, episode reviews. Also there's Ninjago, which has reviews too. Go! Please subscribe.